I'm Sean the Book Maniac. I'm a white guy, I'm a white Canadian guy, I'm a gay white Canadian guy in Tokyo, and I've been watching these events from afar, but it doesn't feel like there's any distance because I'm just reading the news like everybody else, and it's horrible. And I want to say, among many other things, but the most important thing that I want to say is Black Lives Matter. I say it proudly, I say it brokenheartedly, and I say it angrily. I also am here to say the police are the problem. And what's happening in America is a police riot. The demonstrations are a response to the police riot. The police need to be defunded. We need to completely re-envision how we keep quote-unquote law and order in our society. At least in North America, I don't have any frame of reference for other parts of the world. But the police are the problem. A lovely young booktuber sent me a picture of a cop taking a knee, and I appreciated the gesture, and the first one or two of those that I saw, I thought, oh, that's really touching. But now I say, fuck that. The police are the problem. I don't want to hear about good cops. There are good cops. They're in the wrong line of work. The institution of policing is the problem. Not for me, I'm white. If I have a problem, I can call the police. They will help me. The problem is for people that are not white, especially black people, black Americans, and in Canada, black Canadians and Indigenous people. I'm assuming Indigenous people don't have an easy time of it in America. I just don't know very much about their situation. The police are the problem. So if the police are the problem for black people, people who are not white, Indigenous people, the police are a problem. End of story. The police, we have to do it again. We have to redo it. And if and when I get back to Canada, that is what I'm going to put my energies into. So I'm here today to say, fuck Friday Reads. Who gives a shit what I started, finished, or bailed upon? I think it's kind of interesting, but not right now. And I'm not sure that listening to an old white guy rant is very important either. So I'm going to wind it up here pretty quick. And I have made a playlist for you. Check the show notes of some black booktubers. You need to watch them. I'm going to forget names and channel names, but just off the top of my head, I definitely want to draw your attention to the video I just saw a few hours ago by Marinez of My Name is Marinez. It's a challenging video. I found it so challenging, I'm going to be going back to that video for a long time. I don't agree with everything she said there, but that doesn't matter. You don't need to agree with everything I said. We just affect each other and we can all grow and change and react and debate and stretch. That was an amazing video. There is a new to me booktuber called It's Monty Price. Check out his video on Black Lives Matter. One of my favorite booktubers from when I first started my channel, who doesn't show up very often, but boy did he show up today, Troy of Troy Towel, reading James Baldwin excerpt. Powerful. Elba of Seriella, an impassioned, all night long not being able to sleep, because sleep is one of the things that goes when Black Lives Matter, because it's traumatic. And her sleep-deprived TBR video was phenomenal. Hannah of Hannah's Books has made some profound videos with that meditative, wise voice of hers to reading some African American poetry and various other literatures. I'm forgetting all the ones I've watched. I'm going to try to do a comprehensive list in my playlist. I will list them in my show notes so you can pick and choose, but I put them into a playlist. And some other videos that have really spoken to me. Trevor Noah's rant was phenomenal and absolutely profound. I love him. And I don't want to hear about looting. Who fucking cares? I want to solve the problem of police violence. The police are the ones who are rioting. Reading helps. I was in a place yesterday, and I want to thank Hannah of Hannah's Book. She didn't even give me feedback because she probably realized that I was in an intermediate stage of my thought process, but I was saying to her on Voxer, reading isn't like books they're not the answer. Like, it doesn't matter. Books by black authors, fiction or nonfiction, it's not enough. Well, of course it's not enough, but it can cause other things to happen if I am willing to take the next step. And the only anti-racist thing that I've done recently, the only thing I can think of, other than books I've read, and as I said, that's not enough, but it was no doubt my fairly extensive reading in these issues that compelled me, along with another white male booktuber, to confront, to try to dialogue with another white male booktuber who left a questionable, seemingly racist comment on one of my retweets. I'm not going to mention names, but the more we tried to dialogue with him, the more clear it was that he was a fucking racist. And he got angry that we didn't buy into his convoluted bull-fucking shit arguments that black people in America deserved the treatment they got because of their behavior. And he was making it sound very sophisticated, and I wasn't buying it, and neither was the other white male booktuber that were trying to talk some sense into him. And then this racist white male booktuber threw a hissy fit and deleted his booktube channel and deleted his Twitter account. And I say fucking good riddance, and I just wonder what he's thinking this week. I thought he was a really nice guy. I loved his channel. Good riddance. Now, I am not saying that to blow my own horn. I was really uncomfortable doing that. I didn't cause him to leave. I didn't start to argue with him in an attempt to get him to leave. I'm certainly glad he left with those idiotic bullshit KKK views. But that's all I've done, and that is not enough. So, I am talking to you, and I am talking to myself that, yes, read the books, read all the books. I need to read more of the books. I read a lot of literature, fiction, a little bit of nonfiction by writers who are not white. Those are my go-to books. And what have I done to change the world? I uncomfortably engaged one racist asshole in conversation. That's not enough. So, yeah, reading is important. And I can do more, and I can do better, and I will make mistakes when I speak out, and you are not all going to agree with all of my prescriptions. I bet you a lot of you are rolling your eyes when I say the police must be defunded. The nonfiction reading I'm going to do for the rest of this year and beyond is about that exact topic, and I will put a link to an article that has a whole list of books that I plan to read. And maybe I will change my mind. Maybe there's a better solution. But the police problem is not about a few bad apples. It's a fucking spoiled orchard. It's rotted to the core. The system. It's systemic. You cannot improve it. That's what I'm hearing from out there. The people that are living this life. A life that is in danger because of the police. So, yeah, I'll be back. I'll probably have another irreverent, silly, humorous Sean the Bookmaniac video coming soon. But I will be back with the Friday Reads next week. But this week, Friday Reads was the least important thing I could think of doing with my time and doing with my channel. Black Lives Matter.